Okay, so if you like cherries and you like plums, this one's for you. Hello everyone, this is Dwayne with Edge of Nowhere Farm, and we're coming to you today. It is a very warm June morning. So we've actually been in front of this tree a couple different times, but this is our Sweet Treat Pluerry. So this tree is actually double planted with our burgundy plum. And again, we've talked about it before. I'll link one of the videos where we discussed the reason why we have these two planted as a double planting. Specifically, it's because of cross-pollination. We wanted to get fruit on this tree, and we needed that tree next to it in order to do so. So the tree itself is about 2 years old. We planted it, actually got it from Greg Peterson in his Urban Farm Fruit Tree program, put it in the ground 2.5 years ago. So January of, what would that be, 2017. So we got fruit for the first time this year, and Lori and I were super excited. So you can see the tree at 2.5 years old is doing fantastic. So the tree is, goodness, it's at least 10 feet tall, maybe getting closer to 12 feet tall. It's probably a good 8 feet or so across, just a big, beautiful tree. We do, when we prune it, we do prune it as an open center. At this point, it's kind of hard to tell because it grows so rapidly that it's filling in pretty heavy. And then the fruit set, so we had a real good strong fruit set on this tree. Came through and we thinned it. We thinned it about 50% or so. And what you see behind me is what's left. Now, what we need to talk about is birds, because one of the things we deal with here on the property is birds and bird damage. Birds are really liking our Sweet Treat Pluerries, just like they like a lot of the other trees here on the farm. This is no different. So what we use on our Sweet Treat Pluerries is organza bags, and I'll leave a link to our Amazon shop down below so you guys can check those out. But they've done a very good job actually of protecting this fruit. So let's go ahead and see how that looks on the tree. So we have several fruit in here that you can see are in varying stages of ripeness. And so we got some here that are not even close. We've got one here that's really actually pretty darn close from what we've been seeing on some of this fruit. It's actually getting a little bit soft. We've got some fruit back here. If Lori can catch it on camera, you can see birds are definitely going to go after these. The birds have pretty much eaten all, whoops. Birds have pretty much eaten all of this particular fruit here, but they're leaving the fruit that's in the organza bags alone. So what I want to do, we've got a fruit up here that I think is going to be our best bet. Let's go ahead and pull it. That is a Sweet Treat Pluerry. So now you can see, probably could use another few days, maybe a little bit more on the tree itself, but a really good looking piece of fruit. You can definitely see the heritage of the cherry and the plum both in this. One of the things that I'm struggling with, because this is the first time we've gotten ripe fruit off this tree, is determining when fruit's actually ripe. So this one looks pretty good. I'm gonna actually pull one more. Okay, so I've got a couple different pieces of fruit here, and you can see from a size standpoint, I get the feeling, because this tree is so small, I get the feeling that these are a little bit smaller than they typically will be once the tree is completely mature. We've noticed that with a lot of our other varieties here on the farm. The first year we get fruit, the fruit is smaller, the flavor's not quite full and complete, so my guess is it'll be the same with these. One of the things about plums is plums actually will ripen off of the tree. So a lot of times where we struggle with birds, we have the opportunity with things like plums to actually pull them a little bit early and ripen them on the counter. So I know that this would continue to ripen if I left it out for a couple days. Another thing about plums is plums, and this particular variety, should be semi-freestone, which means what I want to do is actually cut this in half and take a look at the fruit on the inside. Okay, so all you do to get these off is just twist and pull, and oh yeah, look at that. So that came off just beautifully. So you can see the fruit here, it's still pretty firm, because again, probably needs another couple days of ripening. Not getting a whole lot of, oh, there's some juice coming out of it now. But as far as like the firmness of the fruit, I can tell this is definitely ripe enough to go ahead and eat. I would probably pull this, give it a day or two on the counter, let it soften up just a little bit, but beautiful looking yellow fruit. Now what I want to do is just figure out and find out, what does this taste like? Oh wow. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is really good. Oh my goodness, you guys. Okay, so I think I might take back that this isn't completely ripe. Oh man, Lori, you're gonna like this. In fact, yeah, You get some now. Okay, so let me try to describe this flavor to you guys. All right, so, oh, definitely can tell. You can taste the cherry and taste the plum. So you get that kind of zing that you would typically get from a cherry, a sweet cherry, kind of like a Bing cherry, where you still have some tart and you have some sweet. Definitely has that shot of sweetness that you would expect from a cherry. But then you also kind of have the consistency of a plum. So a little bit soft, maybe not quite as firm as a good ripe cherry would be. So a little bit softer, and then you know how a plum is. I know, like Santa Rosa plums and things like that. When you eat that plum, you get that real soft, sweet middle, and then you actually taste the skin, and that skin has that tart zing to it. Really get that tart flavor. Man, makes it just like a really good balance of sweet, tart, a little bit of zing in there. Definitely can taste the parentage, the plum and the cherry parentage. Man, very, very good tasting piece of fruit. Okay, so a bit of a unique variety today. Pluerry, I'll tell you what, tasting that, man, I'll tell you what, really impressed with the flavor on this 2-year-old tree and immature fruit really. Looking forward to as the years progress, getting a bigger piece of fruit and enjoying that flavor. Man, just a fantastic tasting fruit. So just want to thank you for joining us today. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. Instagram and Facebook, we post content there you won't see here on the YouTube channel. Questions or comments, leave them in the comment section down below. And our Amazon page, I'll leave a link down below. Free, painless way to help support the work we're doing here is just start your shopping there. Doesn't matter what you buy, you help to support what we're doing here. So just want to thank you for joining us today and remind you, if we can farm on the edge of nowhere, so can you. Now that we do, we have chickens.